if a man was able to take a step back and to reflect on his own behaviour, he may soon see that he generally spends a lot of time focusing on his mother and doing things for her. And if he isn't doing things for her, he could spend a lot of his time thinking about if she is okay and if he is doing enough. And so he will be behaving as though he's more like his mother's parent than her son. It will be as though his sole purpose on this planet is to be there for her. And at this point he could struggle to understand why he spends so much time on his mother and why he doesn't spend most of his energy developing himself and building up his own life. And if a man wasn't to realise this could be something that he ends up coming to see if he was to get into a relationship. So through being in a relationship, his partner could recognise what is going on and relay this information onto him. And in the beginning, he could end up accusing his partner of being selfish or trying to stop him from seeing his mother. But as time passes, if these seeds were to germinate in his mind, in his own consciousness, he could gradually come to accept that he is doing too much for his mother and not enough for his partner and not enough for himself. That he is and has been abandoning himself for a very long time. And his life is therefore going to be a shadow of what it could be if he was to spend more time on himself, on his own life. And although this can seem strange as to why he would be so focused on his mother, have such a strong need to please her, because of course he is her son, he is not a husband or a parent. He is on this earth, on this planet, to live his own life, to take care of his own needs and feelings. And so why would he have such a strong need to please his mother? And what this can show is that during his early years, he was used by his mother to fulfill her needs. So this would have stopped him from receiving what he needed to receive, to develop a strong sense of self, to start the individuation process, and to stay connected to his true self. And so very early on, what would have felt comfortable is pleasing his mother, being super focused on her needs and doing what she wanted. This would have automatically taken place, and he would have lost touch with himself. And so being there for her would have felt comfortable and what was safe, whereas being there for himself would have been seen as a risk and something that would have caused him to be punished or disapproved of and or abandoned. And so now that he's an adult, he will be behaving in the same way. And if he was to even think about, let alone change his behaviour as an adult, he could end up feeling guilty and experience fear and anxiety. And so listening to himself and expressing himself will be seen as something that is bad and something that will cause his life to come to an end. And the reason for this is that as he didn't receive what he needed, his survival will still be attached to his mother. He will still be in this symbiotic, enmeshed state. And also through being disapproved of or punished when he was younger, expressing himself will be seen as something that is bad, so it's going to be normal for him to feel guilty. And so behind his need to please his mother will be the fact that he will believe that if he doesn't, his life will come to an end. And this is because he is going to be carrying a lot of emotional pain and trauma, and in order for him to live his own life, to activate himself, he will need to resolve this trauma, because if he doesn't, he will feel compelled to do what his mother wants and to please her, and he will continue to watch his life go by, because of course he's not going to get his life back once he has spent some of his time, that's it, he's not going to get it back. And so for him to fully step into his power, to express himself without feeling guilty and as though his life is going to come to an end, he will need to question what he believes and to start to work through his developmental trauma, so that he can see that yes, he can express himself, he's not going to die, and he is doing the right thing. So if you're a man and you can relate to this, you may need to reach out for the assistance of a therapist or a healer, because you deserve to live your life, and you can live your life without feeling as though you are going to die or you are doing something wrong, because you're not. Living your life is the right thing for you to do. So please reach out for the assistance that you need to live a great life.